Welcome, my name is Chris Shelton, coming to you from a beautiful day in sunny San Jose, California, the heart of Silicon Valley, coming to you with your DIY Home Remedies Guide to Health, Happiness, and Healing Transformations. Today what I thought I'd discuss is something that affects millions of people around the world, and that is trigenital facial neuralgia and TMJ. Why am I putting the two together? Well, because the root cause for both of them is, guess what? Stress. And right now, there's a lot of stress going on in the world, and this is the precursor to what allows for trigenital facial neuralgia to show up, as well as TMJ. What is trigenital facial neuralgia? Well, it's a condition that's considered one of the most painful nerve conditions known in Western medicine. And what happens is that the nerves in the face seize up, and this contraction causes a tremendous amount of pain, and there's no cure for it. In fact, they actually call it, unfortunately, the suicide disease, because if it continues, the pain is so intense, some people unfortunately take their lives. Well, what is the root cause of it? Well, there's two things. Number one is burning the candles at both ends. So when we burn the candles at both ends, don't get enough sleep, don't eat right, drink too much alcohol, have too much stress inside of our bodies, and guess what happens? Our kidneys become depleted. And our kidneys are responsible for the yin and yang of the body. So a lot of times when there's a lot of stress and you're burning the candles at both ends, guess what? You're burning up that yin component of the body. What is that yin component? Well, that's the basis of blood, sweat, fluids, cerebral fluids, digestive fluids, etc. And it's considered yin because it's considered lubricating and cooling in nature. Well, what is yang? Yang is the heat or the motive force which helps to move blood and qi around the body. It helps with all the assimilation processes inside the body. But chances are, if you have trigenital facial neuralgia, then what's happened is that you depleted your yin. Normally, though, we have a little warning signs, a little knock on the back door. And this little knock on the back door could be something as simple as a chronic eye tremors. If you're getting those eye tremors or any type of facial tremors or tics in the body, that could be a warning sign. Now, it could be a temporary warning sign that you're just under too much stress. And when you get enough sleep, the body will normally rectify itself and bring itself back to its normal state of homeostasis, whatever that balance is for you. Okay, so sometimes those little eye tremors that come up, and those eye tremors seem to always happen at the most inconvenient times, like when you're up close with somebody and this little eye tremor is going like this and you hope to God that nobody sees it. Well, again, what that's telling you is that you have stress inside your body. Or if you have a situation where you're talking about something that makes you angry or frustrated on the inside, and then all of a sudden that little eye tremor or facial tremor shows up, once again, that's the body's way of knocking on your back door saying, listen to me, your anger is now, or this frustration is congesting the liver. And the reason why we're having the eye tremors is because the liver controls the eyes and also influences the nervous system. So you see how this all ties together. If there's too much stress going on, and we're burning the candles at both ends, then what happens is we weaken kidney yin. This is the precursor, because now we don't have enough of this cooling agent in order to cool the body down. It stirs what we refer to as wind inside the body. Well, guess what? Your liver dislikes wind, and it gets agitated at wind. So that wind tends to stir, and then guess what? We could end up with conditions like this. Now, I'll grant you also, wind can show up inside the body, and that is what we consider a B syndrome, spelled B-I. And that's not for, one of these, but it's a B syndrome. And what is a B syndrome? A B syndrome is a painful obstructive syndrome where the pain actually migrates around the body. Well, the pain doesn't just migrate by itself. It actually needs wind in order to push it around. So just like the wind that blows the leaves in the fall or the autumn time, or the wind in the springtime when the liver is most prone to disease and irritation blows the pollen from the trees, the same thing, believe it or not, can happen inside the body. So root number one is this kidney yin deficiency. This is what triggers the wind to stir inside the body. And then rule number two, or organ number two, is the liver. And how does that relate back to TMJ? Well, TMJ a lot of times could actually be another precursor to having this trigenital facial neuralgia. So if you've gone to the doctor or to the dentist because you're grinding your teeth at night, you're waking up and your jaw is sore, maybe you're waking up and your fists are clenched in the morning, this is a telltale sign also that your liver is out of balance and there's too much frustration or anger going on. So if you're on social media and you're watching things that are upsetting you, or if you're around family members or friends that aren't positive reinforcement in your life, then guess what? This is going to cause the liver to get congestion. And one of the other functions of the liver is to control your tendons, ligaments, and sinews. Temporal mandible jaw disorder. So this is when a lot of times people wake up because they're grinding their teeth at night. And if you have a significant other, maybe they witness you grinding or could hear you grinding your teeth, or you wake up in the morning and you feel that your jaw is sore, or you go to the dentist and you see or have been diagnosed that your teeth are actually wearing away. 9 times out of 10 what the dentist will do is they'll actually prescribe a mouth guard. And some of those mouth guards can be really expensive. But if you want to save yourself some money, then you have to look at what's going on inside of here. All right, so we need to fix that liver. And again, this TMJ syndrome, I'm starting to see more and more of it because right now there's so much stress coming from all different angles, and it seems like we're not getting any relief from the stress. So how can we change this? Well, Qigong is a simple practice with profound results. So a couple of practices I'd like us to do is first called the kidney move. So we're going to start this kidney cleansing exercise by, well, I'm going to turn around here and I'm going to show you. So I'm going to place my left hand on my right kidney, which by the way is kidney yang. And I'm going to gaze at the back of my right hand and I'm going to bend at the waist as though I'm scooping up water. And as I exhale, I'm going to allow the emotions of stress, fear, and shock. So shock comes up when we experience something in our life that is shocking, whether we see, hear, or overcome. This is what creates the weakness in the kidneys. And the kidneys are one of the only organs in the body that never have an excess pattern. Normally kidneys are always deficient. Now, the kidneys do compare or relate back to the urinary bladder, and the urinary bladder itself can have excess conditions, but normally the kidneys are always deficient because they're like our battery. Alright, so shock, burning the candles at both ends will shock and weaken your kidneys, not getting enough sleep, also poor diet. Alright, so I'm going to focus on something that creates fear in my life, or shock. And I'm going to inhale, I'm going to feel that blue cloud come up into the kidneys, and then as I exhale, I'm going to allow for that fear and that shock to leave like a dark cloud going deep into the ground, okay? I can roll my tongue back to the soft palate of my mouth. Further connect that internal acupuncture meridian for the kidneys. I'm going to come up here, then I'm going to switch. Now do the opposite kidney. And what's interesting about some of my patients that have come in with this condition, trigeminal facial neuralgia, some of them don't even admit or want to admit that they're under stress. They try to hold it all together. But guess what? Your body is going to win. It will show you. So even if you, on the surface, appear that you have it together, that you can handle the tremendous amount of stress that's going on in your life, if you're getting some of these telltale symptoms of eye tremors, facial tremors, little tics inside the body, then these little eye tremors are the warning sign, okay? Or if you're waking up with TMJ, you're grinding your teeth, these are the warning signs. And again, this TMJ syndrome can be a precursor to trigeminal facial neuralgia. So as I clear out the fear and the shock, I allow for the virtue of willpower to come in, gentleness to come in, tonifying kidney yin of the body. Going to do one more. And finishing off, I'm going to pull down the heavens one time, inhaling and exhaling. Well, the next movement is the liver move, obviously, because the liver controls or influences our nervous system. It also controls our tendons, ligaments, and sinews. And so just as a repeat, if you are getting those facial tics or those eye tremors, then that's a sign that this liver is congested. And once again, the liver does open up and connect into the eyes. So I'm going to elongate, squeeze into the hypochondrium region, and then as I elongate and pull back, I'm going to elongate this lateral costal region, the side of the rib cage, squeezing that liver like it was a sponge. And I'm going to focus on something that creates anger or hate. I'm holding on to hate. I'm going to let that go like a dark cloud or resentment. You know, some of us hold on to, and I've been guilty of this, hold on to resentment because, you know, we tell ourselves, our egos tell ourselves that, you know what, I'm going to hold on to that resentment because I'll be damned if somebody's going to do that or say that to me again, so I'm always ready. Well, guess what? You always are where you're supposed to be, and you already have contained within yourself the ability to handle all situations easily and effectively. So that's a mantra I say to myself. So the anger doesn't serve us, or the resentment doesn't serve us. This just creates disease, inflammation, chronic pain. All right, so I'm going to imagine a green cloud filling up into the liver and the gallbladder, right side of the body. Then as I exhale, going to imagine this resentment leaving, in line for the positive virtue of kindness, compassion, acceptance, creativity to come in. Okay, so I'm going to do one more. Tongue position, if you want to connect the internal channel for the liver and the gallbladder, is straight up on the roof of the mouth. Straight up, just gently pressing there, and imagine the green cloud filling up into the liver. Alright, so then I'm going to finish. I'm going to pull in, pressing down, pulling down the heavens one time. And finishing up. Last practice here is the white pearl meditation for the kidneys. So I'm going to place my hands over my lower abdomen. I'm going to imagine as though a white mystical pearl forms underneath the hands. As I exhale, I'm going to imagine that this white pearl releases and restores the vitality of the kidneys up the low back. Inhaling, each time I inhale, pearl gets brighter and brighter. And then as I exhale, I'm going to allow for that warmth and that white light to radiate around the waist. Feel the kidneys rejuvenate, feel my adrenals, which rest on top of the kidneys. Those happy little glands, feel those rejuvenate as well too. I'm going to do one more breath. In through the nose, out through the nose to regulate the flow of chi better. Alright, then I'm going to finish up here by pulling down the heavens 3 times, inhaling. And exhaling. And exhaling. Let's do one more. Let's allow for this divine energy to come in. And exhale. So there's a couple of Qigong practices that you can do. And by the way, that white pearl meditation you can actually find on Google Play, Spotify, and on iTunes. So look for a white pearl meditation by Chris Shelton. And that meditation that I have on those platforms is about 20 minutes long. So you're really going to get to feel this white pearl, really get a chance to rejuvenate those kidneys. And the cool thing is that you do that meditation from a laying down position. So what kind of foods can we eat? Well, number one, if you go click on the link below and order the Infinity Water Element from our friends Dr. Mao and Dr. Dao at Yosan University. This water element is a gentle formula to help to gently strengthen the kidneys. Plus also, if you're a water typology, and you can find that out by taking the 5-element questionnaire quiz that's found in my book, then you can actually see what element typology you are. But if you are deficient in water in your kidneys, or you are a water typology, meaning that your kidneys are govern you, then this water element herbal formula will be great for you. And there should be no contraindications with anything. It's a gentle, safe formula, but it gently helps to build up your water element. Okay, what other foods builds our water element? Well, sardines, and I just had those for lunch. Thank God you can't smell me as I'm talking right now, because, no, I'm just kidding, I brushed my teeth before we started filming. But sardines, black beans, tuna fish. Actually, sardines are better for you because they're smaller, they spend less time in the ocean. So any kind of small saltwater fish is good for you. Green leafy vegetables are really good for you. I said black beans, azuki beans, goji berries, blackberries, blueberries. Those are all really good for the kidney network. Organic tofu is really good for the kidney network. I'm a big fan of Bosch pears, especially for kidney yin deficiency. Seaweed, those little packages of seaweed that you get at certain grocery stores. Brown rice, brown rice is also good for your kidney network. Now what's good for your liver network? Well, those green leafy vegetables, broccoli, asparagus, artichokes are also good for you. Starting off your morning with a 4-ounce glass of hot water and a whole lime in there, that's also good for you as well too. And also too, if you click on the link below and order the wood element, this helps to gently strengthen your liver as well too. So If you are under a lot of stress and we are releasing a lot of cortisol inside the body, then the water element and the wood element can actually help to slowly balance this stuff out for you, along with proper diet, proper sleep, and doing your Qigong practices every day. Another wrap up here for the DIY Home Remedies Guide to Health, Happiness, and Healing Transformation, talking about trigeminal facial neuralgia and temporal mandibular jaw disorder, two conditions that actually correlate together and one can actually feed into the other. So be careful. If this video helped you in any way, or if you resonated with this video, please like the video and share it. May you be healthy, happy, and peaceful inside. Always remember to love yourself before you love somebody else. I'm Chris Shelton, signing off from a beautiful day in sunny San Jose, California, the heart of Silicon Valley. Until next time, I will see you later.